when they're put in our care, like trusted with us for the day, they deserve to have the same chances, the same experiences, the same access to the curriculum as every other kid in the class.
Welcome to Fika's Focus. Voices leading change.
All right, we are here with Kate D.
Hi.
It was interesting yesterday talking to a parent, and they were like, "Oh, Kate, in the NAR room." I was like, "Yep." And they're like, "The tall one." I'm like, "Yep."
They're
Yep.
both tall.
Yeah, you haven't narrowed anything down. But why I bring that up is because that particular parent was really singing your praises in terms of your mahi that you do with their child, and for some of us to sit back and watch you and your work in neurodiverse spaces is really inspiring. It's like you've been doing it for years. So we really appreciate you. So we're having a conversation today about that neurodiversity and work with neurodiversity. What is it for you personally that really that you love about doing that?
It's all pretty new to me too, but I just love, like, every child deserves to be loved here. Loved. And every child has someone, they're like their most precious.
Yes.
Like somebody's most precious thing in the whole world.
Yep.
And when they're put in our care, like trusted with us for the day, they deserve to have the same chances, the same experiences, the same access to the curriculum as every other kid in the class. So I love helping with that.
You really vouch for them, and there's also a deep love. Like we've seen some of the photos with some of these children.
Some of them are my second kids.
They're like your second, third kids. That connection there, and we're talking about their rights, their and their own needs. Actually, that's what you're probably referring to as well. What does it look like in a day-to-day interaction with them?
Well, I'm lucky enough that I get to do the ESW hours with some of the children.
Yep.
And I get to spend one-on-one time, just 10 hours a week, purely focusing on things that we've been working with the speech and language, and just it's so cool to see it developing as the weeks go on, and it's like you set the goal and you're like, okay, let's do this, whether it be the visuals or like, it's just awesome being able to spend that one-on-one time with them.
Yes, and that one-on-one time, we're talking about some of the techniques you're using there. You look like your visuals.
Yeah.
And so social stories.
Yeah, social stories, visuals, working with the speech and language.
Yes.
Just helping them and coach. Some of them need a bit of social coaching. Some of them have no oral language at all. So it's kind of figuring out what they need, what they want, and helping everyone else in the room to figure that out too.
Yes. Kids are pretty accepting.
Yeah. Our kids are like, there's been not even a bat of an eyelid. Like,
yes, absolutely. Yeah. The kids are pretty accepting. But your passion has really flowed through to helping our other team members feel empowered to do what you're doing as well.
Yeah, it's been, because like I say, it is new to me too, but I've just been so enjoying the journey and learning and getting so much information from Robin and Nicole from the speech and language.
Who we've got to shout out to. They
amazing.
They are amazing. And like, they're overworked as well, but they're amazing.
And like, it was cool, she got to come into our staff meeting and explain about the visuals to everybody, so that everyone felt included in it. It's not just like, I spend the one-on-one time with him, so it's just me that does it. We're trying to bring it in so that everyone, whether it be in the baby room, in the NAR room, any room, knows like what to do and how to communicate with these children.
Yes.
And including them in every part of the centre. So
when we're talking about that inclusion, and let's just say, like a good example is them out in the playground, out in their own, and they're following their own little compass.
Yeah.
What's your role when you're talking about social coaching?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
I guess it's giving the child the skills, the words. Some of them just don't know how to approach a situation.
Yes.
How to read other people's body language, words. Like, it's to help them get involved without getting upset. Like, get involved and figuring, how to go about that social situation and navigate what's going on. And
I like that. Get involved without getting upset.
Yeah.
Because if they're navigating that phase and it doesn't result in their perception of being some area of success, then it does upset them.
Yeah, and that's where the social stories are really good. And I know some of the children, they have them at home and they have them here, so it's something they're really familiar with, and they read it at home with mum and dad, and they read it here with us, and they know friends are kind to me. Friends, like, this is, if I don't know someone's name, then this is how I ask them, and that you go through it, and then slowly.
Can you give us an example of a social story?
One of the ones we've got is literally those kind of, if I don't know somebody's name, I can ask them. If I need help, then I can ask my teachers, and then it's got pictures of all 4 of us on there.
Yes.
Friends share their toys with me, or friends are kind, use kind words. If somebody doesn't want to play with me, that's okay, because I've got lots of other friends to play with, and then it'll be pictures of lots of different children in the room, so they know it's not just this one person. There's all these people.
Or if that person's away.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's all these people I can
all
play
left.
with.
You know, children leave, go to school, and those sorts of things.
So it's just navigating the changes. Small changes can be big to these children, and it's just trying to find the best way to, navigate through them.
The funding's not great
No.
in support for these children, and let's say it and say it again and say it again. The funding's not great.
Yeah.
However, finding people as passionate as you is even harder. Right? And that shows how hard it is. Yeah. What do you think this looks like in the next couple of years for you in your own space about working in this space for what we know is an increasing number of children?
Yeah.
Where do you think you head in this space? I know because Kate's studying, she's studying, but where do you think you head? Because this is clearly a very high need skill set.
Yeah, I think that it is someone passionate needs to be kind of leading it and be in there, because if not, it kind of gets lost or watered down, or just like, this is the story. You need someone putting it into play. Someone, this is what we do, and like showing it, doing it, and then everyone kind of will jump on board.
Yes.
Obviously I'm in my second year. So
you're talking about a coaching space almost, aren't you?
Yeah, like just because some teachers don't really know how to use the visuals or so they're kind of just like, I'll just leave it to somebody else. But that's what we're trying to do, is make it inclusive to the teachers too, like explain, like with Robin coming in from the speech and language, she went through it with everybody, and it kind of was like I say, it wasn't just then on like me, this is Kate doing it, like it's for everybody. You can all get involved.
Yes.
And kind of leading it that way, leading by doing.
And that's the best way, right? Because the beauty of neurodiversity does not mean that everyone's still individual.
Yeah.
Every child has their own.
100%.
That's the thing to recognise here, is that they're still individuals.
Yeah.
And you've actually still got to get on with them.
Yeah.
They've still got to, I think of some of the kids we've had. We'll take my own Frankie. Like, if she didn't like you, she didn't like you.
You knew.
You knew. She made that very clear. And I think that's this. We can have all the strategies, social stories, everything. If they don't like you,
then you're not going to stand a chance. And that's the thing. Like, maybe you'd go, like, if I was with a child and they didn't gel with me or whatever, then there's always somebody else who's there and knows what to do, how to do, and it's not just like say I'm off, or Kate's not here, or like, what do we do? Does he just not get any interactions all day? Or
yes,
like it's the
because
some of our children
complex.
Are like he just needs that interaction because he's quite happy just doing his own thing, but you have to intrude in that space, like, and that was something for me that was, I remember saying to the parent, I don't want to like intrude in the space, and she was like, no, that's exactly what you've got to do. You've got to get in there, you've got to like get in his space, otherwise she's just not going to even notice you're there. You need to intrude,
which almost goes against what
Yeah.
we talk about in an
Yeah.
ECE space, right?
Yeah.
What
and,
that is, Derek.
and that's why at first I was like, oh, I don't want to intrude. And she's like, no, you have to. Like, it's the intrude, interpret. So if he's there, I just copy what he's doing, and then that'll kind of catch the eye. Interests follow, obviously, his interests.
Yes.
'Cause if he's not
So intrude, interpret,
interests, and there was another one. It's 4 eyes. Can't remember the fourth now. Intrude, interpret, interest. Include? Yeah, include.
Oh yeah, include.
So,
Yeah.
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 Wow. Yeah. Because that is completely contradictory to what
Yeah.
ECE says. It's like we
don't
don't just intrude. We step back
Yeah.
and watch for
And
interests.
it's kind of like to say they're doing something, change something in the play, obviously without upsetting them, but then that will then catch their eye like, oh, someone else is here. Like, oh. And then there's a lot of like hand leading, so then he'll grab my hand and, okay, that's his way of saying, okay, it's your turn now, do this for me.
And that part I've witnessed, and it's like that's a deep trust
Yeah.
piece. It's sometimes I would see in these spaces some of these kids, they come back for touch
Yeah.
just to let them know. I think part of it I've seen in my own experiences, they want to know that you're still there.
Yeah.
And how that registers, yes, they can see you, but how it registers is the touch. You know?
Touch, or there'll be, it's just awesome knowing for these children, like some of them not long started, and that they know that I'm there to help them, and if they need something,
Yes.
like even whether it be a hand lead, like to the food, I know that he wants his food, and it's just nice to know that his needs are getting met while he's here. He's not
Yes.
just, I need this, but I don't know how to tell someone,
Okay,
or how
yes.
does somebody help me?
Yes, especially
Yeah.
if they've got no language.
Yeah.
Especially if they've got no language. Yeah, there's so far we could dig into this,
Yeah.
and it's such a critical part, and it's cool hearing that. So because you talked about intruding, and then what did you say? Interpret.
Yeah, and imitate.
So the imitate stage.
Imitate,
So
yeah.
the imitate stage, you are mirroring.
Literally mirroring and basically providing like a narrative for what they're doing. You are digging. You are so you're putting those words, whether they understand or not, you're still
Around
bringing
the
that language to it. Kind of like you would with a baby, or
Yes.
with, your, this is a ball, or
Yes.
this is a spade, you're digging,
Yeah.
your turn, my turn, and it's just short phrases, words, and we all use the same.
Yes. So
That's the-
it's that
yeah.
it's that repetition,
Everyone using the same word, otherwise then it gets confusing.
because that's the English
Yeah.
language, right?
Yeah. The same one word for that thing.
I mean, I still get confused.
Yeah.
so, yeah. And what's the real highlight for families in terms of some of the success? What do they say to you around those sorts of successes you're having?
Even just one of them, we went, one child we took to the beach on Friday.
Yep. The beach
And-
cleanup.
Yeah, and that was just so cool because it was the first time he'd been on an excursion with us without Mum. And for Mum to trust us to take him was the first, like, that was so cool. I came prepared. I was like, he might not want to walk back. I'll bring my little beach trolley.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, he sat in it like the king the whole way back.
Yeah.
But when we were there, he doesn't usually like the waves, Mum said. He loves water, but not too keen on the waves. And at first, he was like clinging onto me, wrapped around me. And then as the excursion went on, we got closer to the water. And then next minute, he's like dancing all in the waves. He was straight in there, running around, like just so happy.
Yeah, I saw some of the pics.
Yeah, and I think for Mum, like seeing those pictures and knowing that when she's not around, you can see in his face how happy he is, like how much we love him. Like
Wow.
it's awesome.
We love
Yeah.
your mahi, Kate. I mean, when we first met you at Pearl Kitchen, I think we knew you were someone special. For those that don't know, Kate just rolled into a leadership meeting at Pearl Kitchen, and we all loved her. But we you're clearly turning into somewhat of an expert in this space. And those whānau where, there's 2 stories in 2 days about your kind of impact. We really appreciate that. They are, and I love that you've said that they deserve exactly the same access and rights to what every other child deserves. But you've also highlighted the key role that we as educators play, which is opening those doors for them and having them guide you.
Literally with the hand lead.
leading us through. So Kate, thank you very much for your lovely work.
Right, thank you.